Birds of Prey is a new film in the DC Cinematic Universe or the DC Extended Universe, whatever it's called. I don't really know what it's called anymore, but whatever it's called. I didn't really know much about this movie going into it, so I won't say much about the plot, but it's really about Harley Quinn and these other people that are in the movie causing mischief and stuff in Gotham, and they're trying to get something, and Ewan McGregor's the bad guy. It's basically all I really knew about this movie. It was directed by Kathy Yang. And this is, I think, from looking at her IMDb, this might be her first major production. So with the DC Cinematic Universe or the DC Extended Universe, whatever it's called, I think it's been a big disappointment so far, considering how good and successful the MCU has been. Right now in the DC Cinematic Universe, there's really only two good movies that I think. One really good movie, and that's Wonder Woman, and then the other good movie is Aquaman. And then an alright movie with Man of Steel, and then I just think the rest are just really bad. I think Justice League, Batman vs. Superman, and then Suicide Squad are just bad movies. They're not just bad superhero movies, they're just really bad movies. To be honest, I never saw Shazam, so I can't really say much about that. I heard it's really good, though. So I didn't really have high expectations for this movie. I know there's some bigotry going on online saying the movie's gonna be bad no matter what because of feminism or something. I really don't know. I didn't really have expectations for this movie because of how disappointing the DCU has been for me. So Birds of Prey, I will say, it's alright. It's an alright movie. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's anything crazy good. I will say first that the direction of this movie I really enjoyed. I thought it was really different. It felt like its own sort of style. It was very colorful. The action sequences, for the most part, I'll get into that in a second, but for the most part, a lot of wide angles, a lot of cool stuff going down, a lot of exciting stuff. It was pretty fast-paced, and overall it felt like a Phil Lord or Christopher Miller movie. So I really enjoyed that. It felt different from a directional point. I also thought Margot Robbie was really good in this movie. She does a really good job of Harley Quinn. That's the one thing I liked about DCU that is just unfortunate that they're losing a lot of great cast members, but I think they do a good job of casting people. She does a really good job. She's really funny here, and she really owns the role. You could tell she loves it, too. Ewan McGregor was really good as a villain here, too. You could tell he was having a lot of fun with this role. He was very uncomfortable, very unsettling, but he was funny at some points. And every scene that he was in, you just felt some level of anxiety because you really don't know what he's going to do because he's kind of unhinged and he's out of control. And everyone else in the movie does a good job. The movie's pretty touching at some points. Surprisingly, I didn't think that was going to happen. But now I'll get to my issues with the movie. I think the biggest issue of this movie is its plot. I think it really reminded me a little too much of Deadpool. DC was trying to make kind of their own version of Deadpool. There's a lot of times where Harley looks at the camera. She does a lot of monologues. There's a lot of times where something's happening here and then they rewind to something that happened before, so that kind of like what Deadpool did when they were explaining their story. But this movie also revolves around a kid. Won't go into it too much because of spoilers, but that kind of reminded me of Deadpool 2. So it's kind of like DC's version of combining Deadpool 1 and 2, but with Harley Quinn. And at some points it worked, but it felt too similar. It didn't feel very different. That's funny because I applaud the movie for being different, but the direction for this movie is a little different, which I liked. But overall plot and some of the writing reminded me too much of Deadpool 1 and 2. And sometimes with the action scenes, there are parts where it's obviously choreographed. It was kind of painfully obvious. And there's some editing that just didn't really work. And there's some lines that really didn't land, some jokes. And some of that stuff kind of took me out. And also the ending is kind of whatever, but it still works. It's just nothing that will blow you away. And also there's one point in the movie where they have this really weird musical number that I thought was so out of place. Maybe I'm wrong on this, 10 years from now, I'll be this was a masterpiece. Oh my gosh. I thought it was weird. It was just so out of nowhere, I didn't get it. Maybe I missed the point. In the end, though, if you like the DCU, you're going to like Birds of Prey. If you don't like the DCU, you might not like this movie. For me, the DCU is so-so for me right now. I think it's disappointing, but I had fun with it. I thought it was an alright movie, and I don't think it's anything spectacular or great, but it's not a bad movie. It's just alright. You can have fun with it. I don't really want to give this movie a 7, but I don't want to give it a 6, so for now on, and this will be the first time I'm doing this, I might go in between ratings. Maybe I'll start doing this more, but for me, Birds of Prey gets a 6.5. I think for the DCU, though, they should hit a reset button since there's so many recasts. I'm kind of losing my mind on some things. Some parts in this movie, I was kind of wait, what's going on in the DCU? I kind of forget. So maybe they should hit the reset button, which is a shame because I think they've done a good job casting a lot of these movies. But what are you going to do? So, Birds of Prey, are you going to see it this weekend? If you do, please let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and click here to see more of Davey Dave's Takes.